I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert.
Adam Silver is getting dragged harder than a suitcase with a busted wheel. And it's all because Caitlin Clark just got bodied out of the WNBA All-Star game. The fans, furious. The injuries, stacking up. And the commissioner, who's supposed to protect the league's biggest star, completely silent. But here's the real shocker. This isn't just about one hard foul. It's a growing disaster that's threatening to ruin the WNBA's biggest moment, and maybe even Adam Silver's entire reputation.
Other than, as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball.
So what exactly is going on behind the scenes? Let's break it all down. And trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Caitlin Clark was supposed to headline this year's WNBA All-Star Weekend. Instead, she's watching from the sidelines, nursing a groin injury that's got everyone talking. And here's where it all exploded. Just days before the All-Star break, Clark took a brutal knee to the abdomen during a heated matchup against the Connecticut Sun. No flagrant foul was called. No technical. No protection. Fans immediately lit up social media.
She would be. Shortly before the show, Clark released this statement through the Fever's social media account saying that she's so excited for Indiana to host WNBA All-Star this weekend, and that she says she knows that this is going to be the best All-Star yet.
Furious that the player who's almost single-handedly driving WNBA ticket sales and TV ratings is being treated like a punching bag. And making it worse, Adam Silver's old comments from earlier this season resurfaced overnight when he brushed off Clark's rough introduction to the league as just part of a welcome to the league moment. That quote poured gasoline on an already raging fire. The message from fans was crystal clear. If this is what welcome to the league looks like, then Silver isn't protecting the future of women's basketball. He's destroying it. But here's the thing. This isn't just about one hard foul. And what's coming next will blow your mind, because the injury stats across the entire WNBA paint an even uglier picture.
It is not looking good for Caitlin Clark. This was by far.
That brutal hit on Caitlin Clark was just the tip of the iceberg. The deeper you look, the scarier it gets, because this isn't an isolated incident. In fact, the WNBA is quietly facing a full-blown injury epidemic. This season alone, there have been 141 injuries in a league with just 179 players, almost a 1-to-1 ratio. Even more shocking, 57 of those injuries are head and neck related. That's nearly unheard of in a professional league, and experts are already calling these numbers statistically alarming. Fans see what's happening on the court. Physicality is ramping up, but refs seem to be swallowing their whistles when it matters most. And while fouls per game are technically up on paper, the dangerous, career-threatening hits.
Look, J.C. Sheldon needs CC in the groin.
The ones leaving players on the floor clutching their ribs or heads still aren't being called. For Caitlin Clark, it's clear. She's not being protected the way other top athletes are. Her hard foul wasn't a one-time cheap shot. It's part of a pattern. And here's where it gets even worse. Every injury is also costing the WNBA serious money, and that's where this story takes a dramatic financial turn. The WNBA has been bleeding money for years. Reports say it loses roughly $20 million annually, and it's been the NBA's wallet keeping the lights on. But this season was supposed to be different.
We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun.
Caitlin Clark wasn't just a star. She was the investment. Her rookie season sparked record-breaking TV ratings, sold-out arenas, and a long-overdue national spotlight on women's basketball. Sponsors jumped in. Networks signed bigger broadcast deals. The WNBA finally had momentum. But now, with Clark sidelined from the All-Star game and taking hit after hit every week, that momentum is evaporating fast, along with millions in potential revenue. Sponsors didn't sign up for this. Broadcasters didn't pay for a product where the league's most marketable player is limping off the court game after game. Fans didn't buy tickets to watch Clark sit on the bench in street clothes because the officiating couldn't protect her. And the target for their frustration is clear: Adam Silver. He's the one holding the purse strings. He's the one who helped the WNBA secure that new media deal. And now he's the one being asked, why would you let your league's golden goose get mauled on national television?
In terms of the comments, in terms of the way the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking about Caitlin Clark, or if she's asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel. She was asked about Caitlin.
But this is bigger than just Caitlin Clark. This is part of a disturbing pattern across the league. And when you see who else is getting hurt, you'll understand why fans say it's a leadership crisis. What happened to Caitlin Clark isn't an isolated hit. It's part of a much bigger, uglier pattern that fans can't ignore anymore. Just weeks before the Connecticut knee to abdomen foul, Clark took a brutal hit from Dejonai Carrington. And again, no flagrant foul was called. Then came the viral moment during a national TV game when legendary analyst Rebecca Lobo, live on air, called out the refs herself because of blatant missed fouls against Clark. Think about that. When commentators have to speak up because the officials won't, you know the system's broken. And it's not just Clark. Other stars like Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and Nafisa Collier have all racked up injuries this season. But without Clark's spotlight, they're suffering flies under the radar. Still, the pattern is clear. The league's most talented players are getting banged up at a rate.
Who is played 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now of Caitlin Clark.
That should scare anyone who cares about the future of women's basketball. There are even whispers, and fans are talking, that some veteran players are sending a message. You haven't earned your stripes yet. That welcome to the league attitude might sound old school to some, but to millions of new fans tuning in to watch Caitlin Clark, it's sending a much darker message. This league isn't ready to protect its stars. And what's even scarier, the injuries are piling up in exactly the way sports doctors warn about, and the domino effect could derail Clark's entire rookie season. The way Caitlin Clark's injuries are stacking up isn't random. It's textbook sports medicine. When one part of an athlete's body gets hurt and isn't allowed to heal properly, it forces other muscles and joints to compensate. And that compensation? It's a recipe for disaster. Clark's situation fits this pattern perfectly. First, she battled a quad strain. Then, weeks later, it was a groin injury. Now, she's missing marquee games. And every missed game means lost revenue, lost ratings, and lost fan trust. The most frustrating part? Clark did everything right. She hit the gym, put on muscle in the offseason to prepare for the WNBA's physicality, and still found herself sidelined. Not because she couldn't handle contact, but because the league refused to protect her. And she's not alone. Big names like Aya Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu have also spent time on the injury report this season. The league's biggest stars are sitting out exactly when women's basketball is gaining mainstream momentum. A nightmare for fans, and an even bigger nightmare for business. But here's the question fans keep asking. Who's supposed to fix this? Who's supposed to step in when the game turns dangerous? And that's where the spotlight turns directly onto one man, Adam Silver, and his total, deafening silence. If there's one thing driving fans completely over the edge right now, it's Adam Silver's silence. The same commissioner who proudly gives speeches about progressive leadership, social justice, and protecting players, has been nowhere to be found when it comes to the WNBA's most valuable player getting knocked around on national television. Yes, Kathy Engelbert is technically the WNBA commissioner, but let's be real. Everyone knows she reports directly to Silver. When fans tag the NBA commissioner on social media, it's not by mistake. They see the NBA's fingerprints all over this league. Silver helped negotiate the latest broadcast deals. Silver oversees the league's finances. Silver's NBA subsidizes the WNBA's operations. So when fans see dirty hits go unpunished and officials letting games spiral out of control, they're asking the obvious question. Why is the NBA's progressive commissioner suddenly pretending like this isn't his problem? Even worse, Silver hasn't offered so much as a public comment defending Clark or addressing the officiating concerns. Just silence, even as his reputation takes a major hit. The contrast couldn't be starker. In the NBA, if a star like LeBron or Curry was getting targeted like Clark, suspensions would have been handed out by halftime. And this isn't just hurting Silver's brand in the US, the international fallout is starting, and it's not pretty. Caitlin Clark didn't just capture America's attention. She brought a global spotlight to women's basketball. International fans who never tuned into the WNBA before are now watching. But what they're seeing isn't inspiring. Instead of highlight reel plays, they're seeing viral clips of Clark getting shoved, grabbed, and kneed without consequences. International media outlets have even started covering this controversy, painting a grim picture of a league unable or unwilling to protect its most marketable star. And that matters. The NBA's global reputation is on the line too, because the WNBA isn't just another league. It's part of the NBA's brand portfolio. Fans abroad now associate American women's basketball with bruises and chaos, not elite talent and skill. Even worse, this failure to protect Clark is sending a damaging message to the next generation. Young girls who idolize Caitlin, many of whom just started watching basketball because of her, are now seeing their hero limping off the court, game after game. That's not exactly the kind of inspiration that builds long-term fans or future players. Sponsors are noticing, too. They didn't sign up to attach their brand to a sport that looks more like a street fight than a showcase of athleticism. If this keeps up, some of those sponsors may start questioning their investments. And as if that wasn't bad enough, there's another major storm brewing behind the scenes, one that could force Silver's hand whether he likes it or not. The timing couldn't be worse for Adam Silver. Right as this controversy explodes, the WNBA is heading into critical CBA negotiations this winter. And here's what insiders are already whispering. Players might demand sweeping changes, independent review panels for officiating, stricter flagrant foul policies, improved medical protocols, all aimed at one thing: protecting players who are tired of being treated like crash test dummies. Agents representing top stars know exactly how valuable players like Caitlin Clark are. And some reports even suggest they're privately warning broadcasters that if something doesn't change, stars could take matters into their own hands, maybe even sitting out showcase games as a protest. For Silver, this is no longer just a PR crisis. It's a business emergency. The league's growth is on the line. The media deals he helped broker are at risk, and the WNBA's credibility is being questioned in real time. His options are clear but tough. Step in now, demand tougher officiating, and immediately protect his league's biggest stars. Or stay silent and risk watching this entire surge in popularity collapse under the weight of injuries and fan outrage. And while Silver delays, every day that Caitlin Clark stays sidelined just pours more fuel on this fire. At the heart of this entire mess is one simple truth. If Adam Silver and the WNBA can't protect Caitlin Clark, they can't protect their own future. The stakes are massive. This isn't just about one player getting hurt. It's about fans who feel ignored. It's about sponsors reconsidering their investments. It's about the next generation of players watching all this unfold and wondering if this league is really for them. Caitlin Clark brought more attention and money to women's basketball than anyone in history, and yet, she's been left exposed to dangerous play with little protection. If the NBA's progressive commissioner can't step up now, when it counts, then maybe it's time to ask, is Adam Silver really the leader we thought he was, or just a man who stood by while a $20 million lifeline for the WNBA got destroyed? So what do you think Silver should do next? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I read them all. If you're tired of seeing this mess unfold, smash that like button and subscribe, because we're going to keep exposing what's really happening behind the scenes. Until next time, peace out.